Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of fall intake. But before we get into that video, I wanted to tell you guys that I am going to be doing a giveaway. My giveaway is going to be going through January the 31st, so I will announce my winner by February 1st or February 2nd. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to run it through January and through December. So if you guys want to take part in my giveaway, it is for Greek and non-Greek people who watch my channel. So make sure that if you're not already subscribed, that you're subscribed to my channel. I would also like for you guys to follow me on my Instagram if you're not already. So to be a part of the giveaway, make sure that you're A, subscribed to my channel, B, following me on Instagram, and C, tag someone that you think would find my videos helpful. And when you've done all that, just come back to this video and give me a thumbs up, and that's how I'll pick my winners. So I'm going to make sure that I have things that would be good for people who are Greek as well as non-Greek. If you're Greek, I'll get you a really nice Greek gift. If you're non-Greek, I'll still get you a nice gift. Don't worry about it. I want everybody to be included just to kind of give back to you guys, because I really enjoy interacting with y'all during this whole process. A lot of you guys have shared with me your journeys, and I just want to give something to you guys just to say thank you for listening to me and for being so interactive with me. I truly appreciate you guys. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this video. So let's talk about it. Pros and cons of fall intake. I'll do the pros first and then I'll do the cons. If you guys haven't seen my video on the pros and cons of spring intake, that video is already up, so just make sure that you go back to that video and watch it. I'll also link it somewhere in my video for you guys to see. Pros. First thing that I think is a pro for fall intake, me personally, I like fall intake more than I like spring intake. And the reason why is because it's not a popular time of year to do intake. And then I'm also biased because our Founders Day is in the fall. So I get a little excited about that too. So I like the fact that because it's not a popular season, you don't have to worry about competing with other organizations for it. So for a lot of sororities, I've noticed that they are participating in fall intake more than spring. And I think it's for the same reasons. I think they realize that they don't have to compete for space. They don't have to compete for attention, or publicity. They don't have to compete as much. And for people who are interested in intake, it's a good time of year for them, because if they miss their opportunity in the spring the year prior, they can do it in the fall. They'll have the whole summer to get their lives together to participate in the fall. It's like what you do if you were coming straight out of winter break for spring intake. If you come in during the fall, you have all summer to get your life together. You have all summer to work. You don't have to have school obligations unless you're in summer school. You can just work until you have enough money saved up for fall intake. You'll be better prepared to pay for your dues, pay for your initiation fees, and you can move forward with no problem. Another pro for intake, which some people might consider it a con, but I think is a pro, is that you have a shorter timeline. And it's just, when you know that you're doing intake in the fall, you know that you have to be done by December or by November. Some organizations have that schedule where their things have to be done by a certain day, just like in the spring. So you have a shorter timeline, so you know that you're going to be done by November. If you start your intake in September or August, you know that you're going to be done. And that just leads to just an anticipation of getting done in the fall and not having to wait a whole winter break for the spring. You know that once you start in August, you'll be done by November, December, the latest. Third point that I think is a good pro, I think that's an oxymoron, but a pro to being involved in fall intake is, I think that it's good for seniors who are graduating in May. A lot of seniors who try to participate in the spring, some chapters or some organizations, not everybody, but some of them don't take graduating seniors because they think that it's kind of pointless to initiate someone, go through a whole process from January or February to April or May, and then they graduate in May. Like, they have no time to contribute in the chapter. So some organizations will not take seniors if they're graduating in May. So if you have a senior who's graduating in the fall, you know that you'll have them for at least a semester. And the same thing for initiates as well. If they're coming in the fall, they know that they can have a whole spring semester to participate in their organization and to really make a contribution. And better their resume for when they graduate in spring. Lastly, the other pro that I think is really, really important is Founders Day. So I mentioned in my last video that if you're participating in spring intake, a lot of initiates miss out on their Founders Day because they start intake in January or they start intake in February, and a lot of organizations have already had their Founders Day, with the exception to Sigma Gamma Rho and some other fraternities. But with that being said, if you participate in fall, you know that in the spring, in January, you get to celebrate your Founders Day. And I think that that is like the best feeling ever when you're an initiate and you get to experience your very first Founders Day, like right after you've joined. Like the high is still there. You're still excited for it. So I think that that's a good thing. And I think it's something worth considering if you're interested in fall intake, because you know that immediately after December you're going to celebrate your Founders Day. And some organizations do have their Founders Day in the fall, but even still, if they have Founders Day in the fall, it's usually like December or November for a majority of us, so, or for all of us in the fall. We don't have anyone before that. So if you're experiencing intake in the fall, you know that by December or by January or by November even, that you're going to be able to celebrate your Founders Day with no problem, which I think is excellent. Now that I've gotten the pros out of the way, let's discuss the cons. I personally don't think that there's that many cons, but I'll share what I think with you guys. One thing that I consider a con during the Founders Day is that you have to work around holidays. This is more so the people who are planning intake versus the ones who want to participate in it. But if you're having intake in the fall, you have to consider holidays. We have fall break, we have Thanksgiving, and then we have winter break. It doesn't give you a lot of time to plan what you want to do, so it just brings a lot of stress on those of us who are doing fall intake. We have to plan around the holidays in order to get things done. And then some schools have regulations as far as when you have to have things done in the fall as well, because universities have their own deadlines for intake, and that just adds to the stress knowing that you have to get these things done before a certain holiday just to have intake. Which leads me to another point too. When you're doing fall intake for my initiates, when you participate in fall intake, it gives you a shorter schedule to be able to prepare. In the spring, you have, about 5 months to practice and to do your show and have a presentation. So say, like I said in the previous video, if you're initiated by March, you have possibly until the end of April to have a coming out show. So that gives you a whole month to prepare for your show. If you're doing intake in the fall and you start in, let's say, August, then you'd have to have your show prepared by maybe October, early November, and that doesn't give you a lot of time to prepare, because let's not forget, during that time frame you're also studying the organization as well. So it doesn't give you a lot of time after you've been initiated to practice for your organization if you're doing intake in the fall. But those are pretty much my pros and cons for fall intake. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you find it helpful, please let me know. Don't forget to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you're following me on Instagram for my giveaway. Like I said, I'll be announcing that in early February. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and find it helpful. And comment below if you have any questions, or DM me if you have any questions as well. I'll be happy to answer them for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!